Hey there, crochet friends. How are you guys doing? I hope wonderful. If you don't know me, my name is Tasha and I run a crochet channel. I do lots of crochet projects, and today I have a really fun video for you guys. I'm gonna get right into it because I'm excited. I have felt a little bit in the dumps about just not really being motivated, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna go back to a strategy that really works for me, and it's go back into your patterns that you've already purchased and find some cool things that you would really like to make that will kind of like spur my creativity, because that is why I crochet, because I like to be creative. So we're gonna be making some patterns in this video. I don't even know how many. Maybe I'll put them on the screen if I know how many at the end. But we're gonna start off with a pattern called Cookie the Cat, and it is by Snuggle Beans Crochet. I have been obsessed with all of her patterns, and Cookie the Cat is one of the first ones that I purchased. So I wanna go ahead and try to make that today. I've actually been making some orange safety eyes, which I wanna try to make with Cookie. Let me go grab them and show them to you. I've made some progress on my cat. I've made the two arms and I've made the 2 feet or bottom paws. And I just realized that I could have made toe beans as part of my cat, which I really wish I would have, but I don't want to remake them. But if I make this cat again, I'm definitely going to do the toe beans because I think it just adds that little bit of character that makes the cat a little extra special. Okay, the next step is for me to start the head, but if you want to get just a little idea of how long that took me, it took me about 40 minutes to make the 4 paws. So I've made a little progress on my little kitty. I've made his head, kind of show you what that looks like, and I've included my new safety eye color, which I think is amazing. So this is going to be on my to-do list tomorrow to add this into my shop, as long as I have a little bit of sun and can take some good pictures. But I really like the way they turned out. Okay, I turned on a light so that you guys can see a little bit better. But this is the head. So the head and the tail, which is this long piece, as well as the ears, took me 40 minutes. So we are 80 minutes into this project, and now I'm gonna go ahead and start the body. And the great thing about this, all of the Snuggle Beans crochet patterns, is that once you get the body started, you've already made all the pieces, and so it's like pretty simple after that point. And then you just sew the head on. I'm assuming I have to sew the ears on, and then we're good. We're done with our first pattern. It has been a couple of hours. I had to go have dinner and dishes and all that stuff, but I want to show you my little kitty because I finished her. The body took me about 45 minutes, and it was pretty simple as far as like crocheting the arms and legs in, and the tail also got crocheted in the round. And I just think she is so adorable, and the eyes are on point. They are so cute. And then the ears are also adorable. Those had to be sewn on. So I really like this pattern a lot, and I would recommend it. On to my next pattern. It's the next day, and I just sat down to work on my crochet kits, which I'm doing a whole nother video on, by the way, on how to create your own crochet kits for your small business. So I won't show you too many details so I don't bore you to death, but I basically made the label to go on the back of the box that has all the ingredients, and I also put the label on the box so that I can see how that looks. And then I added the safety eyes, which I had almost forgotten to do. And so this is the frog, if you're not sure what my crochet kit frog looks like. So I'm doing, a whole tutorial video on how to put a crochet kit together. So I will work on that later. I need to put the labels on, and then when I get the yarn in the mail, I will finish the boxes, and then I want to move on to my other 2 ideas, which are a chicken nugget, and then I haven't chosen the third creature yet, but it's going to be something small and easy to make. Okay, the next thing I've been working on are some cards for my stitch markers that I'm going to be putting together. So on Canva, again, going along with that same kawaii frog cute theme, I made these little cards on cardstock, and I'm going to be putting my stitch markers on there. I'm waiting for one thing to come in the mail for me to make the stitch markers. I need the little silver jump rings, and I actually need the lever backs. I have gold lever backs, but I don't have silver. I found a company on Etsy that sells really cute little charms. So the charms, I've found some that are like on the cheaper side, but these are really, really cute, really, really nice and unique. Here's an example of one of the charms. And so I really am excited to put these together. I want to take them to my next market and the website. So yeah, they're really adorable. Like this one is like a little animal wearing a scarf. They're all kind of different. There are some cute little mushroom creatures. This one actually is a mushroom. And so my plan is to put 2 together on each card. And then I haven't decided what I'm going to sell them for. I have to see what I actually paid for the charms, plus the lever backs and the little silver hole things. And then I'll figure out what I should charge. I noticed that this pack has a lot of Halloween items, so I might tuck those away until next year. But there are quite a few in here that are not Halloween, and so I could go ahead and make those. I just applied to a market for November, and I'm planning on bringing lots of stitch markers and safety eyes to that market. So I was really excited that I included that in my application. I usually just say plushies, but this time I included safety eyes, crochet kits, and stitch markers. So super excited to finally get that going. So I've been working on that. The other thing I was doing is I was creating 2 new colors of safety eyes. Put a poll out on Instagram asking everybody what they thought I should name it. And so far, Ember Kiss is winning, but I liked Orange Pop, but no one really liked that color, so that's fine. But it is the most beautiful color of orange, and there's a little bit of yellow in there. And then if you kind of put it sideways, you can actually see purple. Somehow it transitions to purple. Don't ask me how. So these will be going out in my on my website, which is ToschaFerguson.com. And then I made my little cat, which you saw last night, with these eyes. And I think he is so cute. Do you see how when I turn him sideways, you can see a little bit of purple down here? And she turned out so adorable. You can see her much better in the light that's going on right now. And then the other color that I made was another color shifting mica powder. And this one is just simply gorgeous. This is a 40mm eye, so you can really get an idea of what those colors look like. And this is them together. See, when I shift it that way, you can see purple. So I need an eye color name for this one as well. Honestly, ChatGPT has really been helping me come up with my names. It helped me come up with my 3 ideas that I put out on Instagram. So this is the eye in 25mm, and this is 40mm. And then just for fun, I've never painted a safety eye with a white pupil, but I wanted to try it out, and it is stunning. It is so pretty. So I definitely want to make something with a white pupil. I've never made anything with a white pupil before, and I think this might be the time to do that. I'm thinking a large axolotl or a snake or something like that. So that's what I've been doing today. But the other pattern that I tried out last night that was part of my pattern stash, this pattern is called Sergio the Seal Pup, and it is by Pons and Posies, and it is super adorable. You make it in 2 different colors of your choice, and it's just a really cute pattern. Is this adorable seal. He turned out so cute, and possibly I may have messed up a little bit on these little things down here because it says they're supposed to curve toward you, and I'm not 100% sure I got that right. But what you do is you make these flippers, and then you start stitching kind of like you would if you were joining the feet to go into the body. You make this one, and then you make this one, and then you don't fasten off, but you just start like crocheting around. When you get up here, these crochet in the round, and then the head is sewn on. But the weird part about the head is that you leave an open hole in the body, which is always a little bit weird for me. I prefer when it closes with like single crocheting, and then you attach that to the head, kind of like on my cat. But the cat has a very floppy head, and I can see that this would have had a very floppy head if I had done it that way. And so I really like the way it turned out, but I've never made the seal before. So I was really excited to try that out. So this is pattern number 2 for our getting through our stash goals. Stash goals, stash patterns, getting through our stash patterns. So now I need to go in and pick a 3rd pattern. I already know which one I want to do. It's a penguin pattern by Wonder Crochet. I've had this pattern for quite a while, and I believe she has a YouTube tutorial where you can follow along with her and get the pattern for free. So I will link the pattern for you guys, but I will also find the YouTube tutorial, and link that as well if you guys want to make it. It is the cutest penguin, and I haven't made a penguin in the longest time. So this is the time to do it. And I don't know, I may even want to include one of my new eyes in that penguin, which would be really cute. So I'm going to go pull up the pattern, and then we'll pick out some colors and I'll get started. So here's the pattern, and so we're going to be needing some kind of a body color, a white color, and then a fin and beak color. And this is the pattern. It's called Penguin Plush, and it's by Wonder Crochet, and I can't wait to make it. So this was a no-brainer for me on picking yarn colors, because this French blue, that's a Premier Parfait Plush yarn, is just an obvious choice for a penguin. And then I have tangerine, which is a new color, and white. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. This is a no-sew penguin. I'm really wanting to use some of my new eyes, but I'm not sure if they're gonna work out. I feel like the Snowscape eyes might be a better choice, but we'll just see how I feel once the head is done. I'll try different eyes and see how they look. I've made some progress on my penguin, so I thought I would check in with you guys and let you know how it's going. All of these items have to be made ahead of time before you make the body, because everything is crocheted in the round. So we have 2 little feet, super cute. We have a beak, and we have 2 wings, which one is slightly bigger than the other, but I think they're basically the same. And then we have a tail. So now that I have all these items made, I've been crocheting for about 45 minutes. Now I can start making the body and start crocheting everything in, and then I think it's just gonna come together that way. I don't know if I have to make the head first or if the body goes into the head, but I'm gonna find out in just a few minutes. Hey there, so it is Monday and I have a couple things to show you guys. I hope you were all well and safe during our big weather event that we had, and just hope everybody, stayed safe and warm during what I guess affected mostly the South, but we also got a snowstorm last night and it's still going on right now. We have had snow for like 2 straight days. My husband and I were out shoveling us out because we couldn't even open the garage door, couldn't open our front door, like we just had snow everywhere. But I did get some crocheting done during that snow. Sorry, Hazel's over there playing. I finished the penguin, and I also made a tiger, and I started a bear. So I want to talk to you guys about all 3 of those patterns and just what I thought of them. Okay, let's talk about this penguin by Wonder Crochet. This is such a cute pattern, super easy to make. It's basically no-sew. It is no-sew. And I wasn't sure about the head. You do crochet right into the head. There's no sewing. It's super simple. It's like a 1-piece design. But yeah, it was pretty easy to make the feet and the beak, and then you make the little wings, and then you just start crocheting from the bottom. I had some issues with the color changes. This side came out super smooth, but this side for some reason was a little bumpy, so I had to go back and do some cleaning up. But overall, I think it turned out super cute. I decided to use my eyes that used to be called, I think these were my unicorn magic eyes. I can't remember. But they were just a pair that I found in my stash, and so I thought they went really well with him. But he's so cute. I love it in this Premier Parfait plush color, and just the texture of the penguin, everything just turned out adorable. So we'll be making more of these. I would like to make one in just black and white. Okay, the next pattern that I worked on is called Trip the Tiger. And oh my gosh, he's so cute. You guys check out him. Like, I used my new Ember Kiss eyes, which I'm getting ready to load onto my website in just a few minutes here. But they are this like orangey, goldy color. He is so chubby and so cute. You do have to make quite a few little parts. So you make the tail, and then you make the legs and the arms, which I got mixed up for a bit, and I was making an arm instead of a leg. And so I ended up making like 3 legs and 1 arm. Anyway, once I finally got it all settled, so you start with the head, turn it upside down, and then you crochet like a little circle like we've seen before, and then you're supposed to attach the arms, and I just could not get it. I could not figure out how to attach the arm to such a small little space. It was only the first or second round of that neck space. So you guys, I went backwards. I looked at the very end of the pattern and I started here. It wasn't perfect, but I was able to figure it out. I was able to do the pattern backwards, attach the legs, I attached the arms at the end, and then I just sewed the head on. So I think that was the only thing that was different, is I had to sew my head on, where she creates a pattern where you don't have to sew the head on. I was okay with sewing the head on because I could not figure out how to attach those arms. So yeah, I struggled a bit with that. Also, I think my color changing in the back is not the best. I don't know why. I really need to go and study how to color change seamlessly. I've seen lots of different tutorials out there. I just need to like sit down for a minute and just figure it out. But I think he is such a cute pattern. He's so chubby. I love the design of his ears. I think they are perfect. I did sew the ears onto the head, and I just think it's a really, really cute design. And this pattern is by Neutral Knots Crochet. This pattern is by Neutral Knots Designs, and I bought this pattern way back. Let's see when I bought it. I bought it in 2024 of November, and I have never made it. So I was really glad to have an opportunity to go back and try this out. I'd like to also go back and do it with black and orange instead of brown and orange. I think that would be also very adorable. So yeah, I really liked him. So I made those 3 patterns, and also the cat has those same Ember Kiss eyes. So I made these 3, and then I started another pattern. So last night I was looking through and I found a pattern that I purchased where I made the bunny for my sister for Christmas, but I haven't made any of the other animals. And so I started to make the bear, and this is how far I got. And I stuffed it very firmly. It's like a very solid ball. I'm using that same yarn that I found on Amazon that is awesome. It is linked down below, and it's also in my Amazon storefront. I believe this is the color Coffee, and I just love it. I really like this yarn. I made the ears last night, so those will need to be crocheted in. And then I have to figure out what outfit I'm going to give him because there's so many cute ones. I think I want to do the roll neck sweater. And then after that, I might want to make the frog because this pattern has so many cute different things that you can make. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this bear first, and then we can transition into a different one if I have time today. I do have some safety eyes I have to paint for an order that came in, and I also looked on Squarespace because my new pattern, Puddles the Frog, is on Squarespace, and I'm so excited. I've sold 8 copies, which is like insane for me. I've never sold that many of a pattern before, but I only have like 4 patterns out there. But I was so excited that, 8 people wanted to purchase my pattern. And then I started to think, oh my gosh, I hope everything's okay with the download. So I'm assuming if something's wrong with the download, somebody would tell me, or I would get an email or something. But I was very excited about that, and it's just new for me. I did not list my pattern on Etsy. I decided to just keep it purely my website, and I'm hoping that that will work moving forward, is just to have things on my website. So yeah, I'm excited, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this bear, and then I will check in with you guys in a bit. Here's a quick little view out my window. It is Monday, and it is currently still snowing. I think it's supposed to snow until tomorrow morning, which would be Tuesday morning, but we got tons of snow last night. My husband and I were out shoveling and snow blowing for a couple hours this morning just to kind of, you know, dig us out basically. I've made some progress with my bear. This is the body. It was super fast and easy to make, and I made sure that I stuffed the curves to make sure that it has lots of shape. And I have the hiccups, sorry. And then I also made 2 arms. So far, this pattern is super quick and easy to make. It really is motivating. I'm so sorry. It's really motivating me to maybe make the frog next. Maybe I should refilm this segment. Okay, I'm gonna go and I think attach the head next and sew on the arms, and we're gonna see this bear come together. Today's Tuesday, and I want to show you guys how freaking adorable this bear turned out. Oh my gosh, you guys. Check out this bear. So adorable. So I made her sweater. First I made her body, super easy to make. I'm totally going to make another one. I'm going to make some of the other animals, but not today. I was going to make another frog last night. I was going to make a frog, like same pattern but frog, and then I was going to make the ruffled pink dress. But then I started to work on stitch markers, which I'll show you in just a minute. And then I did that till like 11 o'clock. So I wasn't going to be making any more plushies last night. But one of the things I love about this pattern is she gives you embroidery ideas. So I embroidered this daisy on the front of her dress or sweater, which don't know if I did like the best job, but I did the best job I'm capable of doing. And there's also other things you can embroider that's in the pattern. There's a heart. I think there's a strawberry. There's also a bow, a headband. I mean, this pattern has so many different accessories and details, but how cute is she? And I made sure that I stuffed her quite firm, so I really like the firmness, and it just made her feel more solid. But she was such an easy little bear to make, and I can't wait to make more. I was sitting here looking at all the things that I've made so far this week, and I'm pretty happy with what I've made. So I made the penguin. I made the black cat with the Ember Kiss eyes, and then I made the seal, and I also made the tiger. So I feel like that is a good amount of like large plushies. I think what I need to focus on now for the next week or the next coming days, I need to start making some small items. My market is about a week and a half away, and I need to make swings, keychains, and just small items. So even though this is what I love to make larger, more detailed plushies, I think that I'm going to need to definitely focus on some small things. So let me show you guys the stitch markers I made last night because I'm super happy with how they turned out. And I went ahead and made an Instagram reel last night as like a stitch marker drop. These are all on my website, which is linked down below. This is one of my favorite sets. It's 2 pieces of candy. Let me see if you guys can see that. 2 pieces of candy. And all of my stitch markers have a lever back design. I'll show you what that looks like. It kind of looks like an earring. So when you put it on your plushie, you can do it one-handed, which I really like a lot. And then it's also very gentle on your plushie. It doesn't pull down on your plushie too much. But if you were to be working on a project that you were working on, it would be super easy to get this on and off your project. And then this one is a llama with a scarf and a little train. This is a beach towel and a whale, a frog on a little flower and a tulip. This is a butterfly and a frog in an ice cream cone. Are you guys seeing that okay? This is the same whale, and then this one comes with a frog in a little inner tube. Another frog in an ice cream cone with a snail, an octopus and a seahorse, orange mushroom and a frog in an inner tube, a mushroom frog and a frog pop, the crab and the seagull. Like, look how cute that is. I might have to keep that set. Frog with a ducky on his head, and then a frog in a duck floaty. This is a sprinkle donut and a piece of sparkle candy. This is another frog in a cone, and this is, it looks like maybe a radish. This is a kitten in a mushroom house. Another candy set. This is a tree stump and a tulip. one. So this is a glass blue and purple mushroom, yellow and red mushroom set. So I've posted those all on my website. I hope that you will go check them out. I don't have multiple sets. I'm just going to make this set, and then when these are sold, I will make a new series just to kind of keep things fresh and interesting. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this weekly vlog here, guys. It has been a very busy week, a very productive week, and I really enjoyed you coming along with me. And now I need to get planning for my next video, which is going to be smalls, keychains, swings, all those things. So look for that video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that so that you get notified when I have a new video that I've posted. And I really appreciate you hanging out with me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.